There we go.
Sorry.
Now we can see the handsome mugs.
Hot camera.
There we go.
We're doing.
Well, happy Tuesday, gentlemen.
Yep.
Do you guys celebrate Taco Tuesday out there?
Oh yeah, of course.
I did last week.
Fuck yeah, good. I'm glad. See, Taco Tuesday needs to be like an international holiday. Like, I think like every state I've been to is like, we have a Taco Tuesday. I'm like, why is this not a holiday yet? We all should get off by 5 o'clock and have Taco Tuesday.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, we should be off by 3 o'clock.
There we go.
Yeah.
3 o'clock. Oh, yeah. Just like school, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys for your time, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So how are things out in Alabama right now?
Man, they're going.
Yeah, pretty all right.
Yep.
It's not raining, which is cool. Not super humid, which is even cooler.
Yeah, it's always good.
Are you guys on a lockdown too, like a crazy lockdown?
Not really.
Not for real.
Yeah.
Like the bars, there's a lot of people in these bars.
I'm sure California just went back into its like third lockdown. We're getting sick and tired of this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
We still gotta wear like masks and stuff, but a lot of places are back open now. And like one thing with here is so many people are like they just don't care. So even if like we're not supposed to have more than 50 people in like a bar, it doesn't matter because so many people out here are just like, oh, fuck it, whatever. So
Fuck it. What's coronavirus? Is that from China?
Yeah, that's what that.
I hear.
yeah.
How about how are shows? Are shows been starting off in Alabama? I know certain stuff that happened out in Midwest, South, and East Coast. Have shows been happening out there?
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of shows in Huntsville for sure.
Yeah.
Not so many in Birmingham.
It's here and there.
Yeah.
Slowly like starting to come back, but it is better than nothing, I guess.
Well, there's bands like you guys. I'm sure you guys know Steel Panther, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. There's like the bigger name bands are already starting to plan East Coast only tours in Midwest and South because the West Coast for sure is not having any shows anytime soon.
It'll probably be the last.
Yeah.
I could imagine.
Oh yeah, like when they announced the lineup for Aftershock in Sacramento, Northern California, I was like, "Do you fucking know something we know, or are you just like trying to take our money and then cancel it again?"
Yeah.
Right.
Could be what they're doing.
No,
I don't know.
pretty all right if they try and tour over here.
Yeah. Definitely.
I would hope, anyways.
Have you guys thought about doing a show that things are happening now? Like you doing a little pop-up show?
Yeah, we've done a couple. We're trying to book some more at the moment. So
Nice. Heck yeah. I'm glad you guys were able to do that, man.
yeah, it was fun to get back into it for sure.
Now, like, I guess this is like, because you guys are still considered an independent band, correct?
Yeah.
And so, like, do you think that COVID has, like, leveled the playing field now, since it's affected every single band, major and small? So level the playing field, allow smaller independent bands now to be found on, like, social media platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, MySpace, all that good stuff?
I think to an extent, because those bigger bands still have more capital than the smaller bands to market, you know, they're still going to be able to market a little bit further and have a little bit further reach than we are because they were making a lot more money than we've made, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long way.
It
So
does.
Yeah, that and then having like the literal recognition, money, and power basically in the scene to be able to play it somewhere versus someone else. Like if we tried to get a show somewhere and then like Steel Panther was like, we want to play this date, well then we'd probably get kicked from that day because
Because of the name.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. On the money side, they can fork it out, whether it's their label or they're a big independent band like Adelita's Way and just can pay for shitload of marketing on SiriusXM or whatnot. But with like, you know, Spotify and Apple Music are like the two biggest streaming platforms, hands down. Have you guys drifted to more trying to bump your stuff like people, because, you know, they're locked away, listening to music while they're at home doing their shake wake workouts stuck at home or drinking beer on the back patio like, fuck Rona, fuck this state? Have you guys just like trying to focus more now on stream plays?
yeah, we've been putting harder for streams for sure.
Yeah.
Now, how about for your latest release back like this last month? Congratulations on your latest single. Like, how have you guys been doing marketing wise for that? Because it's already, is this creeped over, or it's at 2,400 views right now? I think, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we've just slowly kind of been feeding it, trying to push it instead of doing just like one big dump on it. We're just trying to like, instead of do like one big push and then like quick hump then fall, we're just trying to kind of like level it out more. So it may be a little bit less, but it'll keep growing over time longer. So that way, I feel like it gives it more potential to have more views with the longevity versus just skyrocket and then drop back, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's like going in talking about like your, I guess your guys' kind of music arsenal. Because you guys, this is your first single in, is it almost 2 years since 2018 when you guys released your first EP?
Yeah,
Yes.
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
So, so for, you know, for first single in like, you know, 2 years, like, are you guys already looking at the next step, the next, you know, going on there and seeing where you guys are going to lead more as we're going to more streaming based? Like, what's the next single you guys are going to drop down?
The goal from here is to write another song, put out another video, and just keep releasing singles with videos each time, you know, and just see where they go. Instead of dropping a whole crap ton of money on 10 songs and it not do anything. And
People only listen to like one or
you got
two
to think
songs
about
out of it.
all the you know, one-hit wonder bands out there that wasted a whole lot of money on 9 other songs. You know what I mean?
Well, Brian even brought it up right now in the comments, you know, 5,000 streams on Spotify just for manipulation alone as well, on top of that.
Yeah.
So it's going back to that leveling the playing field because of COVID and, you know, putting out 10 songs at once. Now you guys, that's another reason why kind of like independent bands have been, you know, like being able to come out during this COVID is like, oh, cool, we can release a little bit more singles as big bands aren't doing that right now.
Yeah, they're the thing about that too is because they're not making money, and then people are looking at them like, oh, take just not this band, but just burning like Godsmack. Producer's going to charge them way more money than they would charge a smaller band because they know their budget is bigger. Along with their name, even though they're not making that money and they can't afford to spend that money right now. So, is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, in a sense, because like you guys can afford to put out, you know, a little bit more, like not even just afford, but like in a sense, like right now, since big bands can pay for it, but they're also not going to take the liability and risk of going into the studio right now, or like very few that like Bring Me to the Horizon made their whole new album just quarantine. They're very few, but still, mostly every independent band that I know, the bands could be coming together and like, fuck this, we're going to put out music so people can find us more.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is a lot of the stuff that we do on our own, and then we send it to our engineer, and he kind of like fine tunes all of our mixes for us, stuff that we're not good at. Like, but we track most of everything in the garage to try to keep the cost down so we can get it done quick. You know?
Yeah, no, 100%. And I guess when I go back to Manipulation, you know, it came out just last month, and let's talk about that song. Like, so what is there any kind of meaning and significance behind it? It's catchy. It reminds me of a nice freaking, almost a heavier Adelita's Way, if I put it that way. It's heavier. Because Rick, you guys have opened for them before. You know, they have their, you know, radio-friendly little rock ballad songs, but you guys have the grittier tone. Like, it's like, I want to bang my head a little bit more.
Yeah, the song is more about like perception, like however you perceive the song. You know, we kind of left it open for that. We want you to kind of take it the way you see it, but I guess the whole point of it was, you know, you manipulate yourself and believe things or believe people that are talking about you, like, even though they're not, and stuff like that. Like, you can manipulate yourself into believing things that aren't true and do things that you shouldn't do, that and the other. I mean, it's one worst enemy. Yeah, in a sense.
Now, what is that going to be in correlation to like this year? Like, did you guys have this song already kind of premeditated, like say back in 2019, and then COVID hit, or just like this all came out during this year when you guys put that together?
Yeah, I think we started writing the song back in January. So it kind of tied in with everything that was going on with the world and all that. So it kind of felt like let's do something with this song.
Yeah, we had the music ready for it
Yeah.
for a minute, or like a demo version, pretty much, anyways. And then we started getting into like the lyric part, and it was like right when COVID hit, and after that, so just fine tuned it through there, and it finally came around.
Nice. And where did you guys record it at and whatnot during? Because like, it kind of came. You recorded right here, right in there.
We tracked drums at the studio. And,
Take the camera. Yeah. You can't. Yeah, I'll show you. Here's like all the amps.
Hey, I see an EVH right there. Rest in peace, mister.
Yes, sir. And then
It's our vocal booth we made.
yeah, we got
There's our saw.
Yeah.
yeah. That's where we get our tone from.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, right here in the garage, kind of threw it all together and found our tones and stuff. Yeah.
So you recorded the demo in the garage, and then you sent it off to your guy. You have a guy who does all the production for you, correct?
Yeah.
In Atlanta, Ken Lanyon.
Well, that's freaking amazing. I mean, you're seeing bands kind of doing it more now. It's like before they even having to go into a studio, having to pay and put down $1,000 for 1 hour of studio time or something like that, or even if you guys are close to one, or closest one to it. But now it's almost like it's affordable to record your own music now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you have to put in a little money up front, like on the front end, to get the interfaces and
The
the
mics and
monitors
stuff.
Yeah.
computers like that. But yeah, this in the long run it's a lot cheaper because you have it, and you can continue it and then continue to upgrade. Or
Because I mean, this is something we've been trying to do for like the past 3 years, and it finally just came to like, hey, we can actually do this now. Let's give it a shot.
yeah,
Yeah.
our bass player,
dude.
he's
What's
not
that?
here. He's our bass player Tyler. He couldn't make it tonight. He's dedicated a lot of his time and efforts into like educating himself on how to use Logic and like help us get all of this done. He's the one that programs our drums and stuff like that, and then Skylar will put his own feel on it in the studio and actually track it. So just to make it more real, But
Well,
just to get the
it's
idea.
even awesome that you guys are learning Logic now as well, because I think between Logic and Pro Tools are like the number two, the biggest ones that most bands are using right now. They're Logic being more user friendly, and Pro Tools being like
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're all pretty comparable, like you can, except for Ableton. Ableton's like, it's like
1980s.
Hey, there's some people that still use it, man.
we
use it for live, yeah.
Yeah, we have program lights and stuff that we run during our set and run our tracks and clicks through our ears that way. So to keep it all like in sequence.
Nice. So are you guys doing a more digital setup using Kemper and stuff like that, or are you guys doing everything a live rig when you do shows?
Live, all tubes. Yeah.
Hell yes. Nice to see it still alive.
Yeah. And we do love the digital world, but as far as like getting the tone that we like, it comes from tube amp. So. But we've never bought and used Kemper, so I can't say.
Well, yeah, they're pricey as fuck, and I know a lot of great musicians who do and live by it. They love the simplicity of it. Pack up their shit and go. Don't have to worry about anything. Hook it straight to the PA. But I do agree. The sound of bringing your own rig, having your own cab, everything on there, it's a different tone. It's a different vibration.
It is like you can feel it coming off the stage,
Yeah.
I feel like it was like the solid states are like cool and convenient, but at the same time, like, I don't know, for us and still the point we're at, you gotta think like a lot of people still listen with their eyes, and it's a lot cooler to see a half stack or a full stack on stage than to see nothing basically if you're just running a solid state. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, it can look a lot cooler than if somebody's walking by and not really listening, but they see you up there just rocking the fuck out with a hat stack and all this shit going on. They're like, pay attention to this. And they check it out and they're like, oh, pretty good, you know?
Well, there's even bands that have a Kemper and they're traveling with it, and they have fake half stacks or just to look for it, just to make it look like the big presence, even though they're just everything's all digital.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to though, because like I said, it comes back to like so many people listen with their eyes. Like if they don't like what they see, they're not listening. So, you know.
Well, that's a good question then for kind of as we're ending the year. It's coming. It's already fucking going to be December in a couple weeks. Thanksgiving next week. And with 2020 and kind of like the future of music and whatnot, what do you see, like, one, how do you see Stone Riot breaking out from all the bands that came out this year and new music coming out? And how do you feel that you're going to be different than another new band coming out on the scene?
Man, there's so much great music that came out this year and so many great bands out there. But I feel like the only way we're going to break out and do anything is just continue being ourselves and not trying to be someone else, because nobody else can be us, you know, like it's just us. So you always have to like work with what you have, like your ideas and stuff within the band, and just continue to do what you believe sounds good, not really listen to what everybody else tells you to do, and just do what you feel sounds good, because that keeps you unique to you.
Yeah. I feel like we have a fairly unique sound to us as well. Like, I know that there are some other bands we may sound similar to, but every time I've heard someone, at least to me, be like, oh yeah, you guys kind of have like this band sound or this band sound. Every time it's been a different band.
Yeah.
I haven't heard one person say the same band.
Yeah.
So for us, that's kind of like, oh, sick. We, in a way, like really have our own unique sound. So definitely want to stick to that, because as long as 10 people aren't saying, or however many say that, oh, you guys sound like you're like this band.
You sound like Godsmack.
Yeah.
Like
So,
10 times. Like, probably
Biggest
change
time to
something.
change. Yeah.
yeah, so we do have our own unique sound, which is pretty wicked.
Now, for your guys' like fan base and whatnot, because I even seeing it on social media and then everyone on YouTube, that's the only two ways you can see your fan base and who's engaging with you guys. I still get the sense that you guys have a larger local organic fan base than what typically a lot of the newer bands are having right now.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really, I guess, pay attention to it. We stay pretty busy at work, and then, you know, we get together and rehearse, and we don't really pay attention to all the surroundings. We just kind of hope it does well, and we keep plugging away. So, yeah.
Hey, that's the best way to do it. You're not seeing anything in the rearview mirror. You're just focusing on it, and next thing you know, you're up on stage like, oh shit, there's a couple hundred people in here.
Yeah, like, hey man, we're here.
It was like another buddy of mine. His name's Javier. He works. He's a drummer in another band out in Texas, and it was like their first show in a couple of years. And he's like, "Dog, there's a lot of people out there." What's that?
Nerve-wracking for sure. Because you want everybody to love it, but you're not sure if they are. Especially like, you know, we've played shows where you can tell everyone's listening, like they're intently listening, but you can't tell if they actually enjoy it or not. Like, do they actually like this right now, or are they just listening?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that was sick.
And they're like, you guys are all right. It's like, thanks, man.
I guess. Yeah.
Well, it's dive into your guys' kind of like creative process and whatnot. You have one EP and one single out. So what's your guys', how do you guys are coming around with your music? Are you starting off with a bass line? Are you starting off with a riff? Are you coming up with a melody? Or is like, how are you guys putting together your tracks?
Yeah, most of the time it's done with a guitar riff, and we kind of just build off that. And then once we kind of get like a solid foundation of that, we'll just kind of break it down even more and just change guitar riffs, change melodies for it all to fit.
Fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Just critique. All right, I think it's done now.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like so far, Manipulation is probably the only song that stayed close enough. like since I've been with you guys, close up to the demo version than
Yeah.
the other ones we've written so far.
Well, yeah, we changed the melody up like 3 or 4 times on it, but yeah.
But all the other ones we've done that haven't been out yet, we still working on. Like
Yeah.
they just keep changing and changing, like
Yeah.
for the better. But
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
from what they were as a demo when they started to what they are now in the working process, it's like it could almost be 2 different songs. It's still the same one, but
Because we kind of changed the way we did things. With like Scratching the Surface, we kind of just each one of us did our own part, and then we'd come together and just put it all in one song. And this one, we kind of each person, or not each person, but everybody had a say into what each part did. Pretty much, like it wasn't you go do your part and then we'll just put it together. It's hey, what needs to change here, and everybody would put their input in.
it's more like a together process. But I think it shows, though. I mean, I personally really like Manipulation. I think it turned out pretty good. So, yeah.
That's all that matters.
So somebody will come up with a riff, and then you guys will just like sit down, do a circle jerk, and be like, "All right, we like this, but then we're gonna change it up the next time we have an orgy."
Right.
That's right.
That's pretty much how
This way. Yeah.
Well, then what's the? So you guys said you already have some other stuff ready on the pipeline. What's another song that you guys are planning to release? Is it going to be this year or is it going to be next year?
it'll be next year.
Yeah, probably around the beginning. Hopefully, we just got to get on top of this one song that we're working on right now. And
Yeah.
once we get it done, shoot another video and put it out. So
I have like 3 different choruses that I've written for it that I can't decide which one I want to go with. So,
I think someone put a question in. Is there a question feature now? There we go. We got to. Oh shit! Instagram is updating their shit so much now. It's like every time I touch it, there's like a new feature. Like they just changed up where my live story thing is. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? But we got a question because now there's a question feature right at the bottom. What's the craziest thing that's happened to you on a show or tour?
Like as a band? I haven't seen it.
Or individually, you know, if something weird happened at a truck stop station, you know, it's okay. No eye contact.
We had a show in Louisiana that we drove. How many hours we drove for that?
5 or
5
6.
or
Yeah.
6 hours we drove, and pretty much to like compress the story, I almost got in a fight with the sound guy because he was an asshole, and then man, on right.
Yeah, and he was messing with the singer.
Yeah, and the sound guy was messing with the singer. Yeah, and
quit
then,
twice during the set.
yeah, the sound guy quit twice through like the whole show, and like probably 5 other people almost got in a fight with him, and then. What the owner called like another sound guy to come run sound on his stuff.
No, we were about to do it.
Yeah.
We were about to run the sound.
No, yeah, somebody else came and did it.
Oh, did
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
No, I thought he stayed the whole.
No, yeah, he stayed there with somebody else's.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because he was just standing there like this, and some other guys like messing with his
That's
iPad
right.
the whole time.
Yeah.
So we were like,
And then he ended up having the cops come and like escort him out because he said he felt like he was in danger.
yeah. Pissed off every band that was playing that night and had at least 5 people ready to beat the shit out of him. So
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
I mean, I rarely have met a sound guy that if a band didn't bring him, did his job correctly.
Yeah.
most of the time,
That's how it works.
What's that? Can I get it louder? What? Oh, down more? Okay, got you. Yeah, totally. Thanks.
What do you need? My mix is like shit. Okay, good. It's like
It's like all they care about is they want to get a drink and then just like sit there and like, cool, yeah. Oh, more lead? Oh, cool, got you.
Yeah.
Now this one actually I thought of as I realized, you know, there are 3 brothers in this band.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So why was it not called the Wheelsat Band?
Todd, he joined a little later in the band, but at first it was just me, Tyler, and Reed when we first started the band. So it was kind of just us 3 looking for a drummer and all that stuff. And then I was playing guitar at the time and decided, like, I would have a lot more fun on stage if I wasn't playing guitar and just singing. So then we brought Todd into it.
Fuck yeah.
So they're like, did Todd get like, who's the oldest brother and who's the youngest brother?
Todd's the youngest brother.
I'm the youngest.
I'm the oldest.
So did Todd get hazed? Did he have to go through some initiation trials to join the band?
Oh yeah. Like shit.
Yeah. I like it.
All right, Todd. What's it been like since you joined the band? How have they treated you? 2 blinks where they torture you, 1 blink saying you enjoy it.
Oh yeah, it wasn't that bad. And I really didn't have to do anything crazy. I was expecting more. I was expecting
more. You hear that? He wants more.
He wants more.
Well, how was your guys' family supporting of this? Like now they're seeing, your mom, dad, grandparents, whatnot, kids, seeing 3 brothers together in the band. How are they supporting this?
They're super supportive. My mom back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, she was doing a country music career. So she kind of gets the whole music thing. And my grandmother, she was a singer back in the 60s. So it's like our family's pretty much been all about music.
Heck
My
yeah.
stupid and that I should just get a real job. And
So you're going to be coming home Thanksgiving next week? Be like, so you're still in that band? Yeah, we're still in that band.
you playing guitar and stuff? I'm like, yeah, well, you're still stupid.
Luckily, my grandmother thinks it's that I'm chasing my dreams.
Nice.
Well, it makes sense, man. It's hey. Well, it's awesome, man. I'm seeing more of these family bands. Like it's becoming a lot more of an occurrence now. Another great band. They actually been touring like crazy out in the Midwest. They're called Paralander. They're from Missouri, and it's a father-daughter band. Lead singer is the daughter. Their lead guitarist is their father, and this is happening a lot. A lot of families are just like, it's the Partridge Family. Let's be rock and roll stars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I see another question in the pop. Here we go. All right. So this one's from Brian. If so, being part of your guys' new management team and seeing their band they have out there, because they're out of Orlando and they're great gentlemen. Because I first became kind of engaged with them with the Dev and became great friends with that band. And went out there to go see their show just last month and interviewed them earlier before. Do you see any bands on their roster that you guys would love to tour with?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah. Everybody that we have met that's on the roster so far are all super cool.
That show that we were actually talking about with the whole guy that quit, we actually played with Ventress, who's on the roster that night. So we're pretty good friends with them.
We love playing with it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're all really cool guys.
I would like to play with Chout and Soul Switch personally. Yes.
I'll just play with any of them. I don't care.
Yeah, I'd like to play with all of them. Like right off the cuff, then those two for me.
I can totally see a good, like if they did a showcase night, like 'cause most of the bands they have are in Orlando, but if they did a showcase night and it could have Ventress, you guys, Devil's Envy, and the Dev, that would be a huge showcase. Like they're all great in their rock perspective, but they're all unique genres like yourselves. Like it's a great collage of different rock styles.
Oh yeah. That would be a fun night for sure. That'd be a fun. We should do a few nights like that.
Hopefully you don't get in a fight with the sound guy.
That's huge.
Okay.
But I want to play that. I want to do it all over.
Do it all over again.
Because it was fun. Because there was like 300 people there that night.
I'd love to play that venue again, just not with that guy there.
But I'm gonna put a little poke in there and be like, and ask this question. So, how come there was such a long gap between 2018 and 2019 for releasing new music?
Uh,
I mean,
Just
2020.
writing.
Sorry, this year.
just getting busy with life and just kind of, you know, life gets in the way sometimes. You got stuff you got to take care of and got bills to pay. I've got 2 kids, another one on the way, and the bass player's got a child. So things are happening a little bit slower, but we're still working on it and still trying to progress further down the road and have a different sound than we've had before.
Yeah.
Something fresh.
Yeah, I also feel like during that time while we were writing, like we were writing songs, but we weren't completely happy with them.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like we were learning a different style or a different sound that we were going for. So it kind of took us a little bit to figure that out.
Now, with you guys releasing the song and pretty much being 2 years, and like you said, life got in the way, family, priorities, it's understandable. But at the same time, you guys still released music. What drew you guys back? What made you want to release Manipulation? What made you want to still pursue it and do it again and still even want to do a live show?
Just,
I don't think we ever stopped.
yeah, the hunger doesn't stop, man. You know, it's always going to be there no matter what. I think till the day I die, or till the day we die, we're always going to want to play music. But, you know, you got stuff you got to take care of sometimes, and sometimes you got to change the way you've been traveling your path and set foot on a different path and change your sound and do something different, you know. So just
Had to find paths that were more worth it.
Yeah.
then
Now, like, what's
go
that?
ahead. I can't remember what I was about to say. Sorry, I have ADHD.
Well, what I was gonna say is, you know, rock is as much as like, you know, it's I live and die by rock, and the rock is a huge genre. It's also the hardest genre to make living in. You know, like handful of bands, even some of the bigger bands that you know and have a lot of recognition, they're still not making a lot of money. Like I think it was out in Sweden. I think it was Mastodon. Yeah, it was Mastodon, and those dudes were still working. You know, they're a huge heavy metal band out there, and you know everyone knows them. But you know they're working on getting unemployment as well. So knowing that it's such a hard genre to be in, what motivates you guys to stay in this genre? It's such a hard genre to break out.
Just love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, couldn't imagine doing anything different genre wise.
I mean, I could play something a little different, you know, like it wouldn't bother me to make some money for a while and then do what I wanted. But at the same time, like every time I try to do something different, I always gravitate back to what I want to play, and that's hard rock.
I love the raw emotion of it. It's more exciting and adrenalizing.
Yeah, I feel like there comes to a point of like you've got unique bands, kind of like what we talked about earlier. Like you've got unique bands that completely have their own sound. It might be entirely just be one musician, and then it comes around to you got a bunch of bands that can sound really similar. Even if one band sounds like another one could be really big and one might not be, they sound the same. And I feel like it comes down to a point for some musicians, like you just have the drive to want to create your own music and put out the sound that you want to hear. And you can love listening to other bands and love listening to other music no matter what genre it is. But I do feel like in some musicians there is that want to just create what you want to hear personally for yourself, you know, because like I listen to songs and I can hear a song that I'm like, oh yeah, that's perfect in every way. I wouldn't change anything about it. And then I hear other songs that I love, but I'm like, if I played drums on this track, I'd do something a little different, you know, and things like that. So I think it does like that. Like there's a part of you that just wants to put your own feel out there, and like whether it makes it or not, it's still just it can be some sort of like self accomplishment that you're able to put out your own creativity, you know. And you get to hear what you created. And it's a great feeling, you know, whether 5 people listen to it or 5,000 or however many, like, I don't know. It makes me feel good, so.
And
Makes
that's
you
what
feel like-
shines in the music. It's like, it's not just like, you know, Cardi B putting out, you know, wow, and just like, cool, it's a hit right now, but 5 years later, no one's going to remember that. But
Yeah.
but 20 years still, we're still listening to Papa Roach from their first album, or Tool, or Alice in Chains. Same thing with that. 20 years from today, people are still going to listen to the rock music that was put out now
Right.
because of that. How much it sounds, how much passion that you guys put into it, it shows in the music.
Yeah, that and like just being able to relate to a lot of people on a deep, and like I know other genres are like that, but I do feel like rock is a really strong genre that a lot of people lyrically write from experience, but also write emotionally. And so even besides lyrically, like in just your playing, and like you were saying earlier, Todd, about listening to rock, it can be so emotional. People connect with that, whether you're a musician or not. Some people connect with lyrics, or they connect with the music emotionally. And I feel like that's one thing, like you're saying, how some Papa Roach songs 20 years later are still on the radio every day, and people still love listening to it. It's because they get that connection to it. And like,
It's therapeutic.
yeah, I don't down anybody like Cardi B or anybody like that putting out hit songs now because they're doing it. But like you're saying, I mean, you're right. Like in 5 years, nobody's gonna really be hitting on it anymore. 'Cause it sticks at the moment. Later on, it doesn't, because it doesn't really have that deep meaning a lot of people can really grasp. Like, it's cool to listen to, but that's as deep as it gets. So
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I love about the rock genre. Like, no matter what, and people always like, oh, there's no rock bands on the charts right now. I'm like, you're 100% right. There's no big rock band on the charts, but it's never been like that. Rock has never been on the charts. It's like when Godsmack first came out, they never hit the charts. When Rage Against the Machine came out, they were never on the charts. But again, they're iconic.
Right.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So rock always has longevity, and it's always going to be like that. It's always the stallion that comes in.
No doubt.
Now, for this year of 2020 and all the music releases and whatnot, what have been like some standout artists for you guys personally that you've listened to, whether it be rock, country, any genre? Because I do appreciate every genre. But like, what have been some music standouts for you guys that you heard this year?
I would say Polaris. Their album that they released this year, that was impressive.
Yeah, that was huge.
I've been kind of digging the new Asking Alexandria sounds.
Ah, surprising. Because it's kind of like a 50-50 crowd on that one.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of Luke Combs.
Hey.
Yeah, that's some good shit right there.
And Wage War.
I got
Two
a
broad
plug too.
spectrums. What's that?
I would say it'd be Ocean State, Alaska. They put out a new single just the other day, and their original singer's back, which I am so excited for, because I started listening in high school when their EP dropped, and like I have an emotional connection, man, to that EP and their first.
Dude, I didn't even know that. No, I have to give it a listen. I can't believe that didn't came on my radar, because like I heard like Attack's coming back, but I didn't hear about it. What? All right, I gotta listen to that now.
But it is a fucking ripper. I love it. But them, and then the Pretty Reckless put out a new song this year too, and I love it too. The Pretty Reckless, like, I love metal, and like that's like my thing with metal and rock and everything. But the Pretty Reckless is like my favorite all-time band. Like, they're just, I love every song that they've written on their entire like discography. Yeah, their catalog. Like, so, and I think their musicianship is just, it's great. So I love the new song they put out too. Those would be my two.
I think they're the next kind of like Hailstorm. Like Hailstorm blew up and like showed the rock and roll heavy sound for female fronted kick ass musicians, and now Pretty Reckless is like coming right into.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they've got, like I said, man, they've got so many really good songs. Like, I personally like every one of them, but they've got like, their first album was more like rock forward and was really good. Their second album was like rock forward, like half of it and a little more toned down the other half. And then the last one they put out like 4 years ago, I think it's been a minute. It was more towards like rock, but also like blues rock feel at the same time, with like a little different influences. And I'm just like, holy shit, it's different, but it sounds so good. It's just like, God, I don't know, it's just great.
There's been so much just this year has been a great. That's one thing I can be proud about this year, even though we had no shows and everything got canceled. But music wise, so much came out. Deftones, that was a huge album. I became a big fan of Bleed From Within out there. I believe they're in Sweden. I think they're Swedish. I know they're out in Europe. There's just so much shit came out this year, man. So much. Asking Alexandria's new album, I really digged it just because I appreciate Danny's solo project, his solo voice. Because he's a very, ironically, he's a very talented, actually kind of like country music singer. Who would have thought that?
Yeah.
But on top of that, with no tours happening and no festivals, but I've been to festivals pretty much all over the U.S. and seen every single style. I'm sure you guys have been to rock festivals out there as well, and that's like kind of like the biggest organic growth for any band to go to, getting the mass crowd coming in there. What festivals would you like to future see yourself on?
Any of them.
Any of them.
Yeah, we don't have to pay to play on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll play.
I'll play with anybody. I do not care who it is.
But yeah,
It's gotta be.
it would be pretty cool.
It
What's
would
that?
be, but
Oklahoma or like Sonosphere or something like that. Something
Yeah.
wild.
I love Rocklahoma, man. I went there last year for the first time, and I was so. The only thing I hated was the main stage setup, how it's separated, and everyone can bring lawn chairs. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Everyone's sitting in damn lawn chairs. What is this?
Right.
But
Yeah.
other than that, the setup was great, and I've never been to a festival where security was incredibly friendly. They were all normally dickholes.
Heck yeah, we played a place like that, the Blue Ridge Rock Festival, and the whole
Yeah.
security team, like a family security or whatever.
Yeah, they were cool. No rules.
There wasn't a single cop out there.
I was supposed to. I knew it was going to get canceled this year because I was supposed to help a buddy. He was filling in as a guitar player for another band doing the Blue Ridge this year, but unfortunately that canceled. I was like, damn it! I was gonna look forward to help him out for that, but hopefully next year, hopefully we can get that. It seems like Blue Ridge and Rocklahoma are probably they're bigger, smaller festivals. They get big names and big fans, but they're smaller in the sense they're not owned by Danny Wimmer, who owns a huge, large chain of all of them.
Yeah.
And it's easier for local scene bands to get on those festivals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
No
yeah,
doubt.
which is definitely deserved too.
Yeah, that's where we saw Slaves there for the first time at Blue Ridge, and they played on the same stage we did.
Now, was it Slaves with
You heard-
their new singer or the old singer, Johnny Craig?
Johnny Craig.
Yeah, he's a talented dude. I was bummed when he was. They announced that he was leaving. I was like, damn it, come on. They're changing their name too, by the way.
Are they?
Yeah, they announced
Have you-
it
that's
during all the riots.
Or Johnny
Thanks,
Craig's
Andrew.
side project, or his new
Selling
project,
laptops.
his solo project now?
Is it selling laptops?
It's not.
Yeah, I've been seeing that on it. Yeah, I saw that. Hey, man, no hate. He's got to do what he's got to do.
Selling that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been digging his solo music. He's always been talented. Always a talented dude.
Oh yeah.
I
He's
would
He's
Killer
made
Ross.
like four.
something
made
like
four
that.
bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah, he's a guy who can never stay in a band, and he sounds better when he's struggling.
That sounds.
But dudes, it was a absolute pleasure and honor to talk to you guys, man. And
Yeah.
congratulations on Manipulation just a month ago. And I'm gonna continue to bump it as well. And I'm excited for when you guys release some new music because, you guys are you're talented. You have so many different unique sounds. But like I said, you're a heavier Out of Olivia's Way. But I can hear all the other influences in there just from your EP and this new single, which I can hear the positive change you guys are working on, like how you're talking about you're dissecting and trying different new things and whatever's gonna stick. And you can hear the change and definitely came out with Manipulation.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Well, I'm going to be on the lookout too when you guys post up another show, because when I say I'm going to fly out to the show, I'm going to fly out to the show.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause it-
Soon we'll have another one. So
Yeah, man.
fuck yeah.
We're looking.
Because like the dev didn't believe I would, and like, is this guy really coming out here? And we did, and we partied it up and everything. It was great. So when I say I'm coming out for a show, I'm coming out.
look forward to that.
So we can cheers some beers, and if it need be, man, you know, I'm an ex-fighter. I'll knock out the sound guy. All right, then we can just walk away.
Hell yeah.
Superman.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll have this video edited and uploaded onto YouTube. It'll be on my Instagram page as well for everyone to rewatch. But I'll edit it and put it on YouTube and have it live probably by on Friday. And have your guys' links for, you know, all your social media, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and all that stuff, so everyone can click and find you. And I'll continue to bump as well. And dude, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and good Thanksgiving with your family.
Yeah, you
Awesome.
too,
Thanks,
man.
man. You too. Take it easy, man.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Cheers, dudes. All right, I'll see you guys hopefully maybe 2020. You guys have your show or not, or in the end of the year. We'll see, man.
Definitely.
Good. See you, man.
See you.
Take care, guys.
You too.
See ya. Nice thumb with.